Ooh. I hope the microphone's working. Hello, peeps. Oh my god. Sorry, we're a little bit late. We had phone technical difficulties today. Poor lighting. My ring light died. And getting equipment moved around a very uncooperative dog. So, all in there, and can you hear me? Please confirm. It's been that kind of night. Who's all in there? Here, Marco. Marco says hi. Is it just me, or is the video really choppy too? Say something, guys. Oh, thank you, Barry.
Say something, say something, anything.
Okay, I'm going to say, please stop singing. I had cocktails with some friends last night, and one of them suggested that it was perhaps a little harsh for me to say that I can't sing, and Mike can't sing, but I told him that's because he hasn't heard us sing. Hi,
Right.
Stephen. Hi, Sergeant McBain.
Sergeant McBain.
What a
Nice
hellish
to see you.
day today, guys. It's going to be a short one today. I'm freaking exhausted.
I'm still loving Sergeant McBain for suggesting that, what the hell is it called?
I don't know. Maybe Sergeant McBain can remind us.
It's the one.
What I was talking about doesn't matter.
Sorry.
Doesn't matter.
You were greeting Sergeant McBain and others.
So, what I was saying was it's been a hellish day today. And
Yes.
it was the beginning of my story.
Okay, tell your story.
For the first time in weeks, guys, we had no rain. And you don't know how much that meant to me because I've been trying to weld. I'm building this apartment for us because currently we're sleeping in like a dungeon because we don't have a proper bedroom. But I have to weld to do it because it's on stilts. And you can't weld in the rain. And it's the heart of rainy season right now. So I usually get like an hour or two in and then get completely cock-blocked by the rain. Today was the first day in weeks we've had no rain. So I worked from very early until just like an hour and a half ago.
You keep saying no rain and you have no idea how lucky you are. Don't start singing that one. Sergeant McBain, it was Images of Heaven. Reminded me that I hadn't heard in 35 or 40 years, and I've been listening to it ever since on the regular.
I remember now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's going to be super low key tonight, guys. I'm completely exhausted. You have no idea. Up and down that ladder all day in the heat with the welder. I'm bagged. One of my Twitter friends very kindly said to me this afternoon, he was impressed with how manly I am. I don't know how to take that.
Hi, Basil.
Hi, Basil. Oh,
Have a good day at
enjoy work. Well, as much as you can enjoy work. You'll have to tell me what the weather's like in Singapore. So.
You're capable like a man, yet soft like a woman.
That's a wee bit of Charmin.
No. She does not pad the bra with the Charmin.
No. I pad it with silicone. So, guys, I don't know how. A bit later today. Isn't it? Oh, it's 11 a.m. Oh, yeah. Is it already? 11. Oh, wow. That would be earlier in Australia, but I don't keep really good track of the time zones.
We're still a little thrown by being in a different time zone than we lived in for our entire lives.
Yeah. I still, every time, I got a couple of friends in Canada that I regularly do video chats with, and we'd say, oh, I'll catch up with you around dinner time. And then what happens is, at my dinner time, I don't realize it's like bedtime for them now because I keep forgetting they're 2 hours ahead.
Yeah.
And I miss out.
For now. Then it'll be 1 hour.
Yeah.
Jonathan, hi. Welcome to the live stream for the first time.
We are Central Time, but not Central with daylight savings.
Right. So currently it's like equivalent to mountain time, but it's
I think
central
so.
time
Yeah, I think
technically.
so.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's they don't do daylight savings here at all, but all of Costa Rica is technically Central Time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it was real good when I was working from down here, and we moved from 1 hour behind to 2 hours behind. So I was starting work at 5 a.m. It was awesome.
yeah, but it was 5 a.m. in Costa Rica,
That's right.
so
7
it's
a.m.
a wee
Eastern.
bit better.
It's true. The sun was coming up every day. Wasn't
Yeah,
so bad.
he came up with the roosters. What
Yes.
led you guys to move to Costa Rica? Oh, Jonathan's getting into the real questions
Why
now.
wouldn't you?
A couple different things, Jonathan. We were getting ready to retire. We were already planning to leave Canada to do that just because we wanted somewhere more affordable and without snow. Uh, Canada is becoming very expensive to live in. Even where we were in the country was expensive,
hmm
and we
Well,
couldn't stand the snow.
especially with rising fuel prices, because everything was a real drive.
Yeah, yeah. So that and some of the political climate there that I didn't care for much.
hmm
I don't like the government very much, and the more government there is, the less I like it. So, and I don't like busybodies.
Right?
So,
I do what I want.
and then when there's government and they're busybodies, it's just too
Yeah.
much for me.
And there's multiple climates here, depending whether you want hot on the beach or cooler up in the mountains where we are, because I can't handle that much heat.
Mm.
Friendly visa requirements, low violent crime rates.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, for Central and South America, Costa Rica is probably the safest place there is.
Friendly people.
Hmm. The people are amazing here.
Yeah. So lots of good reasons to move here.
Jonathan's digging our chickens. So, one of my chickens, I'm going to tell you a little story. I have this chicken. Her name is Agatha. She's different from the other chickens. So we have the fat girls, and we call them the Heathers because they're really bitchy, and they pick on the other chickens. And Agatha used to be one of the chickens they picked on. And Agatha looks an awful lot like a velociraptor.
She's a mutt.
She legitimately looks like a dinosaur. And she's always been picked on by the Heathers. But lately, she's found herself a new spot in the pecking order, and she's decided she's not taking any shit from anybody anymore.
I think she finished growing up finally.
And yeah, she started laying eggs, and now she's one of the big girls. But then she decided she was going to try to take me on in the pecking order. She forgot how big I am. Yeah, she didn't attack me this morning, but she gets really naggy. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning to open up the food and let them out, and then I throw some food on the ground for them. And lately, when I do that, she comes up behind me and she starts pecking at the back of my leg because I'm not going fast enough. So she's gonna get a little kick if she's not careful. So,
As our youngest used to say, "I'm gonna get one of these and one of these."
so Barry says he just ignores everything the government does or says. The problem is, Barry, some things you cannot ignore.
They have guns.
Well, it's not just that, right? Like sometimes the government doesn't let you ignore them. Right during COVID, they had cops showing up, knocking on the door, asking to count the people inside.
Yeah.
Right? You can ignore them all you want. When they show up at your door and they say, "Let us in, and we want to see everybody's driver's licenses to prove that you live there," it's really hard to ignore that kind of shit.
Yep. Barry's moving to Surrey. That'd be nice.
Oh yeah, I haven't been to British Columbia, but I've seen pictures. You get 'em, Ginger. Yeah, that Agatha. She doesn't know who she's messing with. I'm the food. Yeah, she's become a diva. There is a YouTuber who's a neat gal, a Toyota technician. She has chicken pets and she adores them. Pistons and pixie dust. Oh, I have to look her up. I love
sounds like your kind of girl.
girl mechanics. Yeah. You're armed in Surrey? Well, that's another thing the government's made me mad about.
Ginger big mad.
Really hard
big
to
mad.
defend yourself in Canada these days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, what?
Yeah, attitudes are different down here.
Yeah.
They expect you to take care of your own business.
Yeah. Which I'm fine with.
Not punish you for taking care of your own business.
No, I don't need nannies. I'm happy to take care of myself. So I just want to be left alone too. So it's easier to do that here.
Yes.
Most people are more mind your own business here. So and they're super friendly too. It's kind of a weird dichotomy because they're more than willing to help or pitch in or stop by and see if there's anything you need. But they otherwise are happy to mind their own business.
Yeah, they don't pry and they don't rat you
No.
out.
Mm-mm. No, they trust the government as little as I do. That works out fine.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's true.
So, last time we had a live chat, we were talking about movies.
Hmm.
It's kind of like my favorite subject, I gotta be honest, guys. I could talk about it for hours. Last night, I watched this movie on Netflix called Lou. You guys will have to let me know if any of you watched it. It was actually pretty good. Had Allison Janney in it, and I have to say, I've always really, really loved her. Dave, really? Okay, guys, he's like legitimately right underneath the table that the laptop's on. He's decided he just has to be here. So if we suddenly go offline, I apologize now. Dave, no.
Because our executive producer decided the show was over.
Go on. Go on. Go sit down. Go sit. I gave him a goat leg last night, and he's gotten a little bold ever since.
Look at me, I am chewer of goat leg.
So, Barry says he saw the trailer. It looked like a pilot, you think? Well, I watched the movie, so I can tell you with the ending it had, I'm not so sure, but
Does Lou die in the end?
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
I'm not going to say. No spoilers here. But it was pretty good, though. So, that brings me to a subject maybe we haven't talked about. So, Allison Janney, I said, was one of those people I've always really, really liked. I've only seen her in a few things, but I've always really liked her.
Mhm.
So, what's an actor that no matter what it is, if you find out they're in it, you'll watch it?
I told you this last time.
I don't remember.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
Everything she's in has been enjoyable for me.
I told you I'm tired.
I better go free the dog. He's wrapping himself around the post.
Foolish dog. Okay, so Jonathan says, I know you both love Epica as I do. Going to their concert with Sabaton? Oh, I'm so jealous. My Twitter friend David J. West went to the Sabaton concert with his daughter a couple of days ago. I was super jealous. You should check out their newest video song and their upcoming collab, The Last Lullaby. I actually have it on the list. Sorry guys. We're doing a bunch of recording tomorrow, so I will have that on the list for us to check out tomorrow. The Sparks Brothers. Oh, it's kind of like what I was doing today, I think. Lots of sparks. I'm actually surprised I still have hair. I gotta be honest. I had a few sparks land on the top of my head today. I could smell my hair burning. The Sandman, Barry. Yeah, we watched all of that, right, Mike? The Sandman? Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a little bit YA for me, but it wasn't bad. The only thing I have to say, this is gonna give me some hate, but I'm kind of used to it, is Neil Gaiman. I've kind of liked. I've read a couple of his books and watched all of his series, but I found the Sandman series to be a little bit odd. I don't have any problem with, I put gay people in the series, no problem. Gay people are around, they're everywhere, right? That's kind of normal. But was it just me, or was it really weird that every single character in the whole show was gay or curious, right? I was like, well, I don't know if that's the ratio in reality, but it was just a funny side quirk about watching it. I was like, really? They're gay too? That seemed a little bit far-fetched, but hi, Jamie. Sorry, I'm rambling a little. I'm so exhausted. You would not even believe my face should be down on this laptop keyboard right now. Snoring. Reference to the Russian storyteller Sandman. Oh, it is in the dream world. Yeah. So, yeah, we did watch that. Neil Gaiman is pretty good. I like his storytelling, but sometimes I find the endings. Neil Gaiman's kind of like Stephen King for me. The storytelling's really good until the end, and then you're like, really? That's the end? I always get disappointed in the endings. But Salmon actually wasn't a terrible ending, right?
No, was bad.
But I know, what was that one that we watched? American Gods.
Mm-hmm.
That one, the ending was like, I can't believe I just wasted so much of my life on this show. So,
So let me ask a question to you and all the people.
mm.
Who's your favorite author of it? It's not Neil Gaiman, I'm sure.
No, you already know the answer. My favorite author is Ayn Rand.
Tell the people.
My favorite author is Ayn Rand.
What about you people?
Don't give me any hate for that. She gets so much hate, it's ridiculous.
She does. It's true.
Yeah. But that's, Atlas Shrugged is my favorite book. It's the only book I've ever actually read more than once.
Got calls for Tom Clancy, Michael Crichton. Nice.
Oh, Michael Crichton's a good choice. Tom Clancy, I always got kind of bogged down in his storytelling. I haven't actually read any of his books, but the movies always seemed kind of a little long.
I'm trying to think. I think I read one of his in book form.
So
A
Michael
long time
Crichton
ago.
is a solid storyteller, actually. I haven't read any of his books, but like all of the screenplays I've seen from his stuff have been amazing. I actually should read one of his books because I probably would really like it. I will go against my beliefs and say Avantasia featuring Flora Jansen, Misplaced Among the Angels is pretty good. Oh, that sounds interesting. Thank you, Stephen. I'll take a look at that. Jonathan, yes, I am in fact a trooper.
Why not?
This is me trooping right here. It was a hard day today. I can't lie.
More Russian circles, Fox Toon Fawn says. That's not a bad suggestion.
Yeah, we really enjoyed the Russian circles. Actually, that was good. So Wilbur Smith.
I'm not familiar with Wilbur Smith.
No. What did Wilbur Smith write, Stephen? I'm curious about that. James Patterson. Oh, good choice. I think I've read a couple of his actually.
My mom had like all of them when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite is a Canadian author, Guy Gabriel Kay. That's his name.
It's fantasy.
He helped Christopher Tolkien finish The Silmarillion after
Yeah.
J.R.R. died.
Mm-hmm.
And he's written a trilogy of high fantasy and then a bunch of stuff that's kind of historical fantasy.
Mm-hmm. And alt history.
Yeah, it's kind of based on a historical place and time and
Mm-hmm.
then and even historical people, but it's all made up with
Fictional events.
usually a little bit of magic or functioning gods.
Yeah.
He's really good. I like him.
Outside of the Ayn Rand is the top for me, but going down on the list, I'd have to say Brent Weeks. Like, I love fantasy a lot, but not like really high fantasy. And it sometimes gets bogged down in what's the word?
Too much world building.
Yeah, what? The prose is always too flowery, right? It's just full, too much.
Barry knows GGK.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Brent Weeks is one of my favorites. What was that one that I read? Something about the ninja. I can't remember now. Anyway, Brent Weeks.
Somebody assassin, right? It was like an assassin trilogy.
Yes, I can't remember. I've read pretty much, more than half of his stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What
do you think about Brandon Sanderson?
Brandon Sanderson was pretty good. What, that was The Way of Kings? Is
Mm-hmm.
that Brandon Sanderson?
Mm-hmm.
So The Way of, that's the Lightbringer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Lightbringer series I really liked. But then there's other Brandon Sanderson that I was like meh about, mm-hmm. right? And who writes Druce?
Druss the Legend?
Yeah.
That was, he's gone now. What was his name?
Whoever wrote Druss the Legend, Druss is my spirit animal. For those of you who don't.
Ginger and axe.
Seriously, guys, Druss is my spirit animal. Brian Jacques is very Tolkien-esque, but with animals instead of humans. Lord of the Rings meets Narnia. That sounds interesting. I liked Lord of the Rings, and I liked Narnia. Some of it's a little, I will say the Narnia, well, I guess it wasn't over. I like things really dark. So, I mean, George R. R. Martin is totally up my alley because he's got a lot of the fantasy and the supernatural pieces, but there's also a significant amount of brutality, and I that always feels more real
Mhm.
sometimes. Like Tolkien is is great, but sometimes it's sanitized, or it feels like that to me,
Mhm.
right? Like not gritty enough for it to feel completely real.
What about the guy who's famously not finishing his series other than George R. R. Martin? Patrick Rothfuss.
Oh my god. Finish the damn book already. Actually, it doesn't matter anymore because Patrick Rothfuss, if he finishes that book, that series, I won't read it anyway because it's been so long since I read the first two. I don't want to reread them just so I can catch up. This is the thing that happened to me with Stephen King. So, like the Dark Tower series, I read like right up through Wizard and Glass, and then there was like a 7 or 8 year gap before he came out with the next one. And by the time the next one came out, like I'm already like 4 or 5 books in, and now 8 years later, you've brought out the next one. I've forgotten everything, and no matter how long your forward is, you can make it 300 pages to remind me. It's just too long for me to
I had
remember.
the same problem with Robert Jordan, but in his defense, he died.
Oh, I suppose that can be forgiven, right?
Jonathan
Okay.
wants to know if we're going Halloween mode. It's not really a thing here. It's hard to find costumes. We're going to check in Panama.
We have been invited to a Halloween costume party by someone in this country who does in fact celebrate Halloween, but it is very unusual here. So getting a costume could be a real trick. I might have to get creative. I still have my Jessica Rabbit dress, but I don't like my hair's not long enough for it anymore, and I don't have the gloves. So if I can't improvise on that, then I'll have to think of something else. But otherwise, I'll probably just go as Jessica Rabbit again. Sorry, guys.
I might get desperate and just do a blue screen of 404 costume not found.
He loves to be witty. Uh, so Steven says they follow different families. Epic drama, a bit of everything in them, but mostly set in
Mostly
Africa.
Wilbur Smith.
Yeah. Whew. Like a soap opera, but in book form. I would probably enjoy something like that. Mike would not. Unbroken by Laura Hildebrand.
What's the genre of that? What is that?
Is Unbroken the movie? Is that like the book form of the movie? Because that was really good. That was based on true events, right?
I don't know.
Oh, hi Valerie. Tolkien did write those books for his children. Yeah, see, and I mean they're good. And I read, I really enjoyed his Dark Materials too. Who wrote that one again?
That one I don't know.
I really enjoyed his Dark
Pullman?
Materials.
Philip Pullman?
Maybe I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed his Dark Materials in book form. The movies left me a little cold. They weren't so good.
I felt exactly the same way about Starship Troopers.
No, I promise you, I did not hate the movies for his Dark Materials as much as he hated Starship Troopers as a movie.
It was a betrayal.
Okay. Oh, Jonathan says I make a great Jessica Rabbit. Thank you. You can thank my plastic surgeon. He makes it all possible. The movie was in poor taste. That's about. Oh, Unbroken. Really? You think so? I thought it was a really good movie.
I don't remember it one way or the other.
It's sort of that Japanese internment. Not in. It was a POW camp. The Japanese POW camp. Those those American soldiers that were held captive there. Remember?
Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
Oh wow, I remember. I really like movies about perseverance, right? Like when people go through terrible, horrific things and come out of it fine. Not necessarily winning, but at least surviving. I love those stories. Ruben says, hi! We're either of, I don't know what that means.
I think
Oh, so he says she left out all the parts that made it an R-rated movie. I must have missed those parts. Oh, Foxland. Redwall series by Brian Jacques. Do more Russian circles. And if there are any more Tool songs you haven't done, do it. Dude, there's not a Tool song I haven't heard. Perfect Circle and Pucifer I have yet to plumb the depths of, but there's not a Tool song I haven't heard straight up. Okay. I think it was J-Lo. I don't know what you're talking about now. Snow Walker on Netflix.
That sounds familiar, but I'm not sure 100%.
It does sound familiar. Like we've legitimately almost exhausted Netflix, guys.
But we got Canadian Netflix, not US Netflix, so the content
Oh,
is not
it's
always
true.
the same.
You two educators? I'm not sure what that means, Ruben. Oh, were either of us educators? Only to our children?
Hmm?
Like, no, we were not teachers or anything. Not professionally. Nightcap. Yeah, I have white wine in my nice plastic cup.
Ronnie Coca-Cola.
He's got rum and coke. Yeah,
I love that the Spanish word for rum is Ron. Me and Ron, we're hanging out.
Oh, like our old neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen enjoyed Unbroken as well. Yeah, it's a good story. J-Lo directed that? Wow. That's a little surprising, I can't lie. I absolutely love her, by the way. It is a Canadian movie. Huh. Best series I ever saw on Netflix was The Blacklist.
Solid
Dude,
series.
Jonathan, give me one of these. I love James Spader's character in that TV show. He was magical.
Yeah, so
His-
cool.
His little stories were,
Yeah,
as soon as he launched into one, I was like, okay, this is going to be good.
criminal mastermind with these folksy little stories
Uh-huh.
that usually wind up with somebody dead, but still folksy.
Yeah, always folksy. Yeah, it was a great show. It started to get a little bit ridiculous at the end, but or at least where we ended off. But I still love his character. And talking about comebacks, right? Like James Spader was a John Hughes staple when we were teenagers,
Mm-hmm.
and then just vanished for a long time, and then all of a sudden comes back with this huge new revamped personality. It was amazing. Squid Game. No, nothing about that looks appealing to me. And I've had a lot of friends that say, "Oh, it was really good." I just can't think of why I would ever watch it.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? That's not really your.
I'm
Is it like Saw? Like, because that stuff really bothers me. I don't like the idea of
feels like a steroid version of Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the game show where people die,
yeah, but without Arnold Schwarzenegger.
and Richard Dawson.
I actually didn't like The Running Man.
Mm-hmm.
That usually gets me some hate when I admit it. But out of the Stephen King movies and Arnold Schwarzenegger movies that I've all really enjoyed, The Running Man is one of those ones I didn't really love a lot.
So you agree James Spader was really good in The Blacklist. Another great character.
Mm.
It's a series you didn't ever get into though was Walter from Fringe.
Mm.
John Noble did a great job.
Mike never
Who
wants to
loves
stop
Fringe?
talking about Fringe, man.
Fringe was great.
Boston Legal. Okay, so I got told because one of my friends heard that I really liked The Blacklist, and they said, "Oh, you gotta watch Boston Legal. He's brilliant in it." I tried a few episodes of that.
Denny
I
Crane.
hated it.
Denny
I
Crane.
friggin' hated it. Sorry, You know what? What's his name? Captain Kirk. What's his name?
William Shatner.
William Shatner.
Denny Crane.
Stop.
That was his
You're
deal.
irritating me. I know. That's why I hated it. I love William Shatner. I like his quirkiness, but his character was really frigging annoying. I couldn't watch it. So, I'm a bit of a hater. So, not as intense as Saw. See, this is the thing. I'm going to get a little philosophical as much as I can. 2 wines in and completely exhausted. But,
I'll do the beard stroking on your behalf.
Okay, Vic. Well, I can stroke my beard. But I never cared for movies much that kind of celebrate the degradation of humanity. That sounds a little snobby, but I don't mean it to sound that way. But that's how it feels, right? movies like that, where okay, I like brutality, right? I'm not averse to that, but I don't know.
She loves her
Sometimes
some John Wick.
I do, but I like there to be a noble cause behind it, right? It needs to be righteous.
Killed this dog.
They killed his dog, but I mean, yeah, for the sake of just gratuitous entertainment, I find brutality for that sake to be really kind of I feel like there's this small hole in my soul whenever I watch something like that. I always regret it. So maybe that's the reason that I don't tune into Squid Game because it feels like it's going to be one of those.
Hola, Felipe.
Hola, Felipe. Oh, sorry.
Buenas tardes.
Hola. Saludos desde Buenos. Oh, hello. So glad you finally discovered the solo cover work by the amazing. Yeah, Tommy Johansson. That blew me away, guys. I couldn't believe how good he was.
Ooh, Separate Ways. We're doing that tomorrow.
Okay.
That is my favorite Journey song.
Yeah. That's fine. Ruben doesn't like gratuitous violence either. Yeah, I don't know.
Only in the movie.
Overly gratuitous. Hated John Wick. What? Steven, what? No, that's okay. But I am a little sad for you. I freaking love John Wick. I love how badass he was. I love how scared those Russians were, right?
Baba Yaga.
When he just hangs up the phone. I love it when the Russians get scared. Oh, Jonathan, be kind. Not everybody likes everything. It's fine.
Steven's a good dude, even if he doesn't like John Wick.
It's true, but I am a little surprised. I can't lie.
Oh, it's
Hello to Morocco. Hola. What kind of character is that?
like a
I
ghost.
haven't seen one of those emojis before.
He looks
Where-
like that dude from what was it? Big Six. What was that movie called with that
the big
robot
robot.
thing? Yeah, the animated one.
I don't
Looks like
remember.
that, only yellow.
It's true. Where are we? We're in Costa Rica. And no, there are no iguanas where we live because we're up in the mountains and it's milder temperatures up here. They like the heat. So there's a bunch of them down on the southern zones, or not southern zones,
Coastal zones.
the coastal zones where it's hot. Every once in a while, you see one creamed at the side of the road because he's gotten too close to the cars.
No iguanas up here, no sloths up here, no monkeys up here. But they're
No.
only an hour away.
Yeah. It's remarkably like Canada up here, actually,
Mhm.
for the most part, when it comes
Yeah,
to.
it's like perpetual
wildlife.
September.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like September 12 months a year. Warm in the day, a little cooler at night. It's perfect.
So Jonathan says any good concerts come to Costa Rica. So not that many.
only
Since
big
we've been here, Coldplay came.
Coldplay was the only big one I've heard of.
Yeah, we didn't go, but that's the only big act we've heard come here so far. So yeah, and they came to San Jose, which is 6.5 hours away from us.
Over many mountains.
So it'd have to be a really good concert to make it worth it. So
Hi, Mad Man. We're doing well. Tired.
I mean, yeah. How's the coffee in Costa Rica? Predictably amazing.
See, Felipe likes it
Yeah, it is
for good
good.
reason.
Yeah,
We're spoiled, man.
yeah.
Every day I have 3 cups of black coffee. It's amazing.
It is really good. We're growing it on our property. We don't. Our plants are really, really small, and they don't have beans yet. But maybe 5 or 6 years,
Mhm.
we'll have some beans. So, but we do have coffee plants on our property. So I'm looking forward to starting that. My daughter actually, we have cacao plants too. My daughter has made a habit of harvesting the cacao pods and roasting the beans to make her own chocolate. She loves doing that.
hmm
It's a very time-intensive process, and she does it because she's fascinated by it.
Also because chocolate.
Yeah, well, there is that. Ooh. Sorry for the yawn, guys. I'm absolutely beat. Anybody came after me, I would be dead, and he made it through multiple movies. That's why he's my
Okay,
hero.
were you a professional assassin? I don't think so.
right?
He
There
had-
is training, you
He
know.
had on-the-job training and experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And like a whole lot about us. You know, I feel a little bit of a kinship with John Wick because the number of times that shit has almost killed me and hasn't. I've never been in the kind of knife or gunfights like he has, so I can't profess that kind of proficiency, but I have cheated death many
You
times.
just know what'll happen to you is you'll get like your baby toe blown off, and it'll hurt like a bitch, and you'll be really mad, but you'll live.
Yeah, he's right. And there will be swearing, like a whole lot.
Her native language is sailor.
It's true. Oh, you should check out the Inheritance trilogy. Oh, I've read that one, actually. It was good, actually.
Mhm.
You didn't read any of those, right?
No, I haven't read that one.
No. I did recommend it to Mike, but he wasn't interested. But yeah, I read that trilogy. It was really good. N.K. Jemisin, though, I read one or two other ones from her, and I didn't love them. Sometimes it seems like she focuses some of her storytelling too much on ideology as opposed to good narrative, and I find that like it feels preachy sometimes. So, but the Inheritance trilogy was pretty good, especially the first book. Keanu Reeves has really improved as an actor over the years, and like by all accounts, is the most solid guy ever.
Whoa. I have a career ahead of me in film.
You guys got okay. Who's seen that Ronin movie with him in it? So we've never watched it, but Mike keeps looking at it on Netflix, but I keep saying, "No, man, that's just." I love Keanu Reeves, but it just doesn't seem like the movie for me.
You haven't seen it?
No,
The way you hate on it, I thought you'd seen it and hated it.
I didn't say I hated on it. What I said was I didn't love the whole concept from what I heard about what it was. Right, it was not going to be the kind of movie that I'd like. But anybody who's actually watched it, tell me.
What is it?
Is
47 Ronin, right?
Yeah, is it one of those cheesy samurai type movies? Like, what's his name?
I don't.
That douchebag director that I really don't like. The Kill Bill guy. What's his name again?
Oh, Tarantino.
Tarantino. He loves those super cheesy samurai type things. I can't stand watching that stuff. Is 47 Ronin like that? Because I would not like
I don't
that.
think there's actually like samurai in that, are there? Or Ronin.
I don't know.
It's like modern day, like feels like it's gonna be like John Wick.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's maybe Devil's Advocate acting. Okay. Al Pacino's one of those actors that I never loved. He feels like he overacts him and Robert De Niro. But Robert De Niro, there's been a couple of movies I've seen him in where his acting was toned down a little, like less melodramatic, and it was actually pretty good. But Al Pacino, I've never seen him not like over the top melodramatic, and I find it really kind of wearing. Oh, hi Ginger, Mike. We love you guys in the UK. Hi Richard. Can you do us a favor? We know you love Emily Linga. There's one cover she made 2 years ago, which she recorded ABBA's. Yeah? Yes. I love ABBA.
How can you not?
So Barry says 47 Ronin is a samurai movie, but not cheesy. So is it like The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise? Because that was a really good movie. But I could legitimately watch Tom Cruise in just about anything. Except for Vanilla Sky.
Or Top Gun.
I liked Top Gun.
Did you? I thought you weren't a big fan.
No, I like Top Gun.
Okay.
I just wasn't like you, like fanboying over Top Gun. Like for Mike, because I wasn't like,
Come
about
on.
Top Gun. It
There's
means I'm a
jet
hater.
fighters and Tom Cruise.
I don't care about airplanes. Sorry. I care about Tom Cruise.
Why do I keep you?
I
I
have.
don't care about airplanes.
Would you like to learn how to weld?
No. Would you like to
No.
carry the 7-foot trimmer on the steep slopes?
You know that I would. I don't think you can say the same about welding. Keanu, My Own Private Idaho. Is that a movie?
Yes. I don't know what it's about.
But it has Keanu Reeves in it. So he's one of those ones that almost anything I'd be inclined to watch it because I really like him. No actor can grandstand like Al Pacino. Exactly.
I don't know. What about Jack Nicholson in A Few
Yeah.
Good Men? That was pretty good grandstanding.
Yeah. It's true.
I
But
haven't seen that movie since it was in theaters.
I never really liked Jack Nicholson either, actually. The only The only thing I've ever actually liked Jack Nicholson in was what's that movie? What Women Want, with Mel Gibson and what's her name, Helen Hunt, because he was such a jerk, but he had the best speech about women ever. I'm gonna make you guys look it up if you want to hear it, because if I repeat it on here, YouTube's gonna ban me. But it's true. You gotta look up Jack Nicholson's "What Women Want" speech. Actually, no, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, this woman goes up to him because he's an author, right? I want to know. She was a big fan. I want to know, how do you write women so well? And he says, I think of a man, and then I remove reason and accountability. That's the best thing I've ever heard. And it's so true in many respects. Not everybody, not all women.
This Mel enjoyed Keanu in The Matrix. Not a real stretch there. That was
No, The
amazing.
Matrix is one of the best movies of all time, for sure.
The sequels I
And it
can
holds
take or
up
leave,
okay.
but the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Cruise is a good actor, but he's just a weird fella. Yeah, I would still do. He can be weird as much as he wants to. That's fine. Movie Heat has De Niro, Pacino in it, and it's pretty good. See, Mike keeps trying to make me watch that, but I've seen it already. I keep telling him I'm not watching it again. I don't like cop shows either, right? So it's like 3 strikes for me on that one. Have you seen Al Pacino's speech at the college trial of his young friend, Scent of a Woman?
I saw Scent of a Woman in theaters. All I remember now, 30 years later or whatever it is ooh ah. That's it.
Yeah, that movie was like top prime Al Pacino. It was like the perfect example of what Al Pacino was about. Heat is one of his favorite movies of all time. Sorry for all the hate, guys. Yeah, cop dramas don't intrigue me much. I don't know. It's like mafia movies. I hate them too, guys. Nicholson in The Shining. That was a role.
I've never seen it. I'm not a real horror movie guy.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen clips like everybody, but
Mike does not watch horror movies. I'm pretty sure I watched The Shining, but I definitely read the book. Like, I was a huge Stephen King fan when I was a kid. My dad had all of his books. I read most of them, so they're fine. I can picture Jack Nicholson in that role for sure.
You still need to see One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest sometime.
Yeah, okay.
It was good.
Okay. There's some movies that are so dated, guys. I just can't watch it because the aesthetic of it is just so terrible.
And the lady that played Nurse Ratched just died in the past week or so.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Crying she? Dearly departed. Steven says all this dislike must make watching movies quite difficult. Actually, I don't know how we got on the subject of all the things I hate about movies. The truth is, I freaking love movies.
She really does.
I love movies. I watch so many movies. We've just managed to hit on like a couple of the ones that don't work for me. But if you wanted the list of movies I love, it would be longer than my arms joined up together.
Forever.
Yeah, I love movies. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Actually, one of the worst parts about moving to Costa Rica, there's not a lot of bad things about Costa Rica, but there's always a few downsides when you change countries, and one of them is there is not a movie theater within 5 hours.
I think there's a movie theater in San Isidro about 3 hours from here, but they never have anything in English.
No.
So until we're fluent in Spanish, that's not much of an option.
So the next closest movie theater is in San Jose, and that's 6 hours away. So
I was really fortunate. We happened to be up there for other reasons when Top Gun was playing.
Yeah.
I got to see Top Gun in the theater in
Take him
English.
to the theater for Top Gun. I liked the popcorn. Pacino and De Niro suffer from being too well known or exposed. I don't know. It's not so much that, because you could say the same thing about Tom Cruise, except his acting style is completely different. Like Al Pacino, it's just over the top, right? Like he's always the same character. It's always the same person. Just with different names, different storylines. It's always the same character.
Mm-hmm.
De Niro's better. Like, what was that heist movie he was in with who's that guy from the Italian Job again? Um, Norton.
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton. So Robert De Niro was in a heist movie with Edward Norton. It was really good, and I can't remember what the name of it was. They were breaking into the customs vault in Canada, right? It was such a great movie. So there are exceptions to the De Niro rule.
Mm-hmm.
The older De Niro stuff, though, he was like the same guy all the time. It's sort of like, what's his name? My cousin Vinny.
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. So Joe Pesci, his comedic roles are brilliant, but his non-comedic roles, he's always the same guy. It's the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
But at least he's a little more enjoyable. I freaking love Joe Pesci, though.
Bruce Willis is always the same guy too, but he's enjoyable.
That's not true. No, I've seen him in other stuff.
I don't know, he always seems like the smart ass to me.
Oh, remember the Jackal?
Yeah.
Not a smart ass.
Okay.
Not at all. And then, yeah, I mean, you're right about that, but it's always entertaining.
It is entertaining.
It is.
Go to the coast, we'll have a few laughs.
Yeah, I love Bruce Willis. He's one of those ones I will watch anything with him in it. Doesn't matter what it is.
Really curious if we could ever find Moonlighting streaming, because I never watched it when it was new.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I will love.
I'd also like to see Magnum PI. I missed that one when it was new too.
I watched Magnum PI. You didn't watch that?
No, I wasn't into like PI shows. When
Clearly,
I was, like,
you needed
8.
to live with my mother.
Clearly.
Oh, so where am I? I got behind. So I really like Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt in As Good as It Gets. Well, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. I don't remember now. I thought it was What Women Want, though. Anyway, okay. DVDs and Blu-rays. Yeah, we don't have any of those right now. They're hard to come by here, too. Have you seen any of those for sale?
No.
I mean, maybe in Walmart, but the closest Walmart is like 3 hours away. Bye, Valerie. Have you reacted yet to Lord of the Lost, Heartbeat of the Devil?
I don't know if we reacted to it. I know it though because we had the album before we moved down here.
I feel like we did, though. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So I'm not
sure. Definitely know that one.
Yeah, we had the album, so. Born in the days before TV, so we went to pictures 2 times a week. Wow, Stephen. I didn't realize, I mean, not that that's that old, but I didn't realize you were that old. Jack Nicholson and the Witches of Eastwick. Oh my goodness. The Witches of Eastwick. So all my friends really like Hocus Pocus. So every time around Halloween, I keep seeing posts about how great it is to watch Hocus Pocus. But I gotta be honest, you guys, what is it about that movie everybody likes so much? Like, it's okay, but I'm confused about why they treat it like it's like Christmas Vacation. There's just no comparison for me. For Halloween movies, I just don't get it. The speech he gave to Norton in the car and his grandstanding at the end was classic Pacino. I don't know.
That's the heist movie you were talking about.
No, it's not Pacino in that. It's De Niro.
Oh, is it De Niro?
Yeah. De Niro and Angela Bassett. Yeah, they've been together for a long time. Did they just break up? I thought I heard recently.
No idea.
I don't keep track that hard, but every once in a while this shit comes across my eyes and I register it. But yeah, I was a little surprised the first time I heard they were together. They seem so different, but whatever works. Edward Fox was better in the original Day of the Jackal. I haven't seen the original. I really loved the Jackal, despite the horrible, and I mean really terrible, fake Irish accent. What's his name? Married to Cindy Crawford before. What's his name? Richard Gere.
Yeah, I remember now.
He almost ruined that movie for me, but despite him, I still loved it. Poor Jack Black. I cringe every time I think about him losing that arm.
The Score.
The Score. That's it. Great movie. Great heist film. I absolutely loved it. Edward Norton is a brilliant actor. I gotta give him credit because he doesn't seem like he would be much, but I've always really enjoyed him.
Mm.
He's a good actor.
I haven't seen much from him in the last 10 years, it feels like.
Well, we watched the Italian Job recently,
know,
but
but-
that's older.
Yeah, like he was everywhere for like 10 years, and now it feels like he's been nowhere for 10 years.
I don't know.
Did he get played out? Is that
Well, maybe we
vein
just haven't watched
played out?
anything he's in. I don't know. The Deer Hunter. I haven't seen that one. The Witches of Eastwick. Different, bold. Deer Hunter is so intense. You liked Edward Norton as the Hulk? That I can't even imagine.
You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
Guys, I grew up with Lou Ferrigno as the
That's right.
Incredible Hulk, and nobody will be able to take his place for me. It's just not possible.
There's not enough green body paint in the world to replace him.
No, and nobody can top that mullet. Nobody. Oh yeah, Marlon Brando was in the score. I forgot. In a very small role, briefly. He was in it. But yeah, I think that was one of his last roles before he died, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Hmm.
He did so many little things towards the end there.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he could get around much. He got really, really big.
Yes, he did.
Oh, what time is it? Well, so we're
American.
going, I got about 10 minutes left, guys, before I gotta legit go to bed. So American History X. Did you hear that?
Some very large bug rattled against the tin roof.
Oh, guys. Okay. So my daughter came to me this morning and said that she found a couple days ago, I don't know why she didn't bring it up then, an unusual bug in her bathroom. And she wanted to know if it was dangerous. And then I asked her, why did you wait 2 days to ask me if the bug was dangerous? She said, she goes, if you find a spider, a really big spider with red pincers, are they dangerous? Hell if I know, but I know where I'd be screaming and running from. But she found this, so we've determined what she found. It's called a whip scorpion. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen one of these things, but it's legitimately like something out of your worst possible nightmare. Here, I'll find a picture. These things.
And I will pat Margot. We've all got
Oh
a
my
job.
God, if my phone will work. Any of you who knows what a whip scorpion is can chime in a little. Oh my God, it won't work. I can't make it bigger. There. I don't know if you guys could see this thing. Oh, what is that? Oh. Sorry, guys. I'm really friggin' inept. Here. This thing. So, and they're big, right? Like, they're big. You got these two huge pincers. Apparently, they're completely harmless, like totally harmless to humans. And they're really good to keep around for like pest control because they eat all the really nasty bugs. So she named him Jeremy. And I'm never going in her bathroom again, that's for sure.
Right.
Because I don't care if it's harmless. That thing, if I saw it in real life, I would legitimately scream until I died.
It's a terror.
It really is scary. It's apparently a kind of arachnid. And they call it a whip scorpion because it looks similar to a scorpion. It has like a whip tail, but no venom. And they're not aggressive. But damn, nature can make things really scary and ugly.
It's true.
That's for sure.
And also scary and cute. Look at her. She's 4 pounds of pure murder.
She is a murderer. She's a very good hunter. Critters on the roof. Yeah, I don't know what's up there, but I'm not going to check because it's nighttime out. You never know. I've seen some things. Robert Duvall. Oh, there's somebody I haven't seen in a while. Yeah, Jonathan's like, that's a nightmare. Yes, Jeremy is a nightmare. You gotta understand, my daughter is like me for bugs. So for her to actually decide that she's just gonna share space with this creature and give it a name, I was impressed
You
because
know what that is? That's learned helplessness.
it is learned helplessness. It's like, "Ooh, I can't do that."
This is Jeremy's house now. Claudia's just staying.
Flamethrowers in every room. Problem is the cabin's made out of wood.
That is a downside.
So Steven says like some of your spiders, in because he's in Australia, right?
I like how he says some are harmless. That right there is the whole problem. Some are harmless. And hi,
Hi,
Brad.
Brad. Brad, you're tuning in late. We got 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to bed. But thanks for chipping in. Hi. Oh yeah, it's always an experience here. We found quite a few. Um, but last week I found a kissing bug in the grass. For those of you who don't know what that is, first of all, they're very big. They're like this, and they have like this big, kind of a sucker
Hi,
on the
Leslie.
end. Hi, Leslie. They're pretty ugly, but also apparently they're very dangerous. They pass on a parasite that can actually make your heart stop. So I'm keeping my eye out for that. No problem, Brad. Don't apologize. It's cool. I feel really bad because I set up the timing for this live chat yesterday, and I accidentally left it private, so it didn't notify anybody until like an hour before when I went to go tweet it out to my friends so they'd know to come. I was like, where is that notification? No, I didn't send it out, so it's my fault. I was late on that. I'm technically inept, I think I've mentioned before.
But you're learning to weld.
But I am learning to weld. Oh, I'm with Ruben. Coffee is proof that there is a God, and God wants us to be happy, or at least not homicidal. Yeah.
Yes.
Mike can say for sure because I only usually one coffee in the morning, but Mike's a 3-cupper. And believe me when I tell you, you want him to have all 3 cups.
3 cups of black gold.
Because he looks all mild-mannered, but trust me, when he gets cranky.
I have a hard time waking up
Mm.
and being all that I can be. A little coffee helps. And I'm a
Oh.
big guy.
Excuse me. Stephen, that's something I probably would do. What do you mean? I wasn't keeping track. What were we talking about?
Not Texas tea. Other black gold.
What's Texas tea?
Oil, that is.
Oh, it's petroleum for your belly. Forget things. Oh my God, Stephen, you have no idea. It's terrible. Yes, well, Mike has already said straight up, Jonathan, that we're doing Tommy and Separate Ways tomorrow. Well, we'll be recording it tomorrow. I don't know when it'll come out.
I gotta say
Sometime
though,
this week.
if he's not like doing air keyboard, I'm gonna be very disappointed. That video's intense.
Wow, Brad, 2 pots of coffee?
Brad's gonna live forever.
That's a lot of coffee.
Coffee's good for you if you
You
drink
must
it
spend
black.
half your time in the pisser. Barry's going to dive into the Beverly Hillbillies reruns right after this. You know what? I never watched Beverly Hillbillies, but my mom loved Ma and Pa Kettle. What was the name of that show?
I don't know. My
Was that
sister,
Green Acres?
my sister was a huge Leave It to Beaver fan.
Oh,
Every day at
God.
lunch, we both came home from school. I read a book. She watched Leave It to Beaver. I never understood the fascination.
No, that was a terrible show. Well, I never liked it, but
I never liked it either.
G-Man Miller says he met Dorothy last night.
Oh,
What? Is she as sassy in real life as she seems? Oh my God, I would love to meet her. Did you tell her I'm a fan? Did you talk about me? Oh, she's a fan of The Warning. Cool. So The Warning that's a band that I'm keeping my eyes on because the next time they're in Mexico City, which is a totally doable trip for us. I am seriously considering squirreling away a few dollar bills to make the trip for that concert because I would really like to see them.
That would
And
be
that
great.
is definitely an achievable goal for us because Mexico is a very cheap flight from here.
Mhm.
It's one of the cheapest there is. So she's a riot. All by yourself? Did you have to call the cops? Was there pepper spray involved? Jonathan, don't the Warning fill stadiums already? I think they probably do. They open for Guns N' Roses. When Guns N' Roses actually bothers to show up, that is.
See, I want to see the Warning, but I don't want to see
Guns N'
middle-aged lesbian Axel.
That's a terrible thing to say.
It's a terrible thing to look like. Sorry, Axel. You lost it,
I
buddy.
don't know what it is about middle-aged rock stars. There's been quite a few that once they hit that stage, they get a really kind of matronly look.
Steven
Right?
Tyler.
Yeah,
He looks like your grandmother. Well, not your grandmother personally, but somebody's grandmother.
yeah. I see what you mean. There's a few. I won't name them all because I don't want to be insulting. But there is a few that I've noticed that they do get kind of womanish,
Mhm.
right? Like old lady womanish, though, which seems strange to me. At some point, you got to stop wearing that eyeliner, right?
Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know. Pau took over the stage in Mexico City. Recent concert performing Narcisita. Love that one.
Leave after the Warning play.
I'm not flying all the way to Mexico City just to see the warm-up act. I want to see them as headliners.
Right?
Yeah. DPA. Who's that? Who's DPA? You'll have to specify, G-Man. Alice Cooper. Looks the same as he did 20 years ago. Does he? I don't know. I haven't seen him recently. I think we saw him once in person. Remember when we took my daughter, she very briefly was signed up with a modeling agency when she was little, like 10.
Yeah.
And she had to go for an audition somewhere down in Toronto on the beaches. And it was the Chorus Entertainment building there. And there was actually one of the music shows had Alice Cooper on interview. And that studio had big glass windows that opened up onto the lobby.
Yeah. It was Q107, I think.
Was it Q107?
Derringer was interviewing him.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. And they were interviewing Alice Cooper, so we got to sit in the lobby waiting for her audition, watching Alice Cooper get interviewed. That was a little bit surreal.
So Emily Linga did I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight, but are there cellos? Because the cellos are the best part of that song.
That's true.
Gotta
They
be
really
honest.
are.
I mean, good song, but the cellos put it over the top.
Right. Brad says Alice is a hometown boy. Where's that? Where's Alice Cooper from? Somewhere in the States, Pennsylvania?
That feels about right, but I'm not
Does
sure.
feel right, doesn't it? Cooper is a vampire. Well, it's working for him because he's been alive for a really long time. Rammstein.
I don't know.
I
We really haven't been paying much attention to the concert scene because almost none of them come here.
No, and we can't afford to fly out for concerts on a regular basis, unfortunately. What we need to do is if there's a concert somewhere where we'd like to go visit and we can incorporate, like, organize a trip to where we want to go at a time when there's a concert on that we want to see, then that might be a worthwhile venture. But it gets expensive to start flying out every time we want to see a show, right, guys? So especially from here, flights from Costa Rica are costly.
Mm-hmm.
I think just because there's not that much traffic,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like flights to the States aren't that bad, and flights to Canada, because the planes go back and forth there all the time. But other places, it starts to get really expensive.
So he's from Detroit, or as my
Yeah.
grandfather always said, Detroit.
I've only been to Detroit once, and I spent 3 hours in the bus station in Detroit at 2 o'clock in the morning. Not recommended.
Similar to my experience with Winnipeg, 4 hours in the train station on a stopover between Toronto and Calgary.
So Jonathan
was
says
enough.
you have family in Canada? Yes, all of it.
All of it.
My parents, his parents, my son, his kids, all your kids are back in Canada now,
Yep.
right?
Our siblings,
Yep.
nieces and nephews.
Yep. All our families there.
Yep.
Pretty much. So except for my daughter, who's here with us. So lots of family in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
But my son is working on getting time to come down to visit. And we're meeting my parents in Mexico in January for a visit because they won't come here. So we'll get to see everybody soon. Alice is in a group now with Johnny Depp. Hollywood Vampires. I heard Johnny Depp is a good guitar player. Like, I haven't actually heard him play. But is it guitar?
I don't know. Could be.
I heard these.
Who was he? So he was associated somehow with Lady Bird, right? He produced
Baby
them
Bird?
or promoted them or
Baby Bird?
yeah.
Oh,
You can love me.
I think somebody
I'm
told us they were
unlovable.
just his favorite
Maybe,
band.
yeah.
I don't remember. But that's interesting. I've never been an Alice Cooper fan. Not really. Like the old-fashioned metal was never my bag.
Could always spiritually get behind Schools Out for Summer, though.
Unleash the Archers concert in Canada. Oh, that would be cool. I would like to see them.
Yeah, if we decide we're going back.
Yeah.
It's a long way away and they have snow there sometimes. I'm not sure I want to go.
Yeah, Leslie confirms guitar. She knows. Hey, you gotta tell me how you like that the Billy Idol song we did, The Cage, the other day. It was really good. I know you're a fan. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
He's made quite the comeback.
Yeah, this latest stuff is really good.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. So, we're getting on. I gotta go to bed, guys. I'm like freaking tired. I'm sorry. Normally I'd chat more, but I feel like I'm starting to ramble. Maybe I actually started out that way. I don't know. But the next one I promise to be more spry. But
I won't let her wear herself out so much.
when I have a day with no rain, I gotta get as much done as I can. You guys don't understand. When it rains here, everything you want to do is over. And now you're just sitting, waiting for the rain to stop. So, cheers, Barry. Good night, Leslie. I want to message you so we can chat a little in private. I miss you, girl. And guys, thanks for chipping in. You get your rest, guys. I'm waiting for a live stream for the morning to happen. Oh, that'd be fun. Thanks, Brad. Thank you, Stephen, for tuning in. Thank you, all you guys. Oh, you know what? Before you go, so how did y'all like Pete? What was his name?
I don't remember.
That video from yesterday. Oh my God. What's the name of that song? Kota Sata.
Something like that, yeah.
That was really something, guys. You don't know. The woman who bought our house in Canada, I'm friends with her on Facebook. She sent me a message yesterday with a screen cap of our reaction video to that song and said, best reaction video ever. I didn't even know she was watching our channel. I was surprised. That thing, man. That was something. We need more of that. You guys.
Oh, okay, sure
I need
we do.
more like that.
Yeah, you need more like that.
It was fun.
I personally don't need any more of that.
It was fun.
I'm all right. I'm good.
It was fun. Steven's... That's totally understandable, Stephen. But at the very least, I hope the look on my face was enough to make it worth it.
That's a very succinct summation of that song. Thank you, sir. Well said.
All right, guys. Cheers. Have a good night. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Have a good night. Thanks for coming out. And we'll see you
another time
in the comments. Cheers, guys. Sleep tight. I will. Oh, yes, end.